99.3 Nigeria Info.
We are the nation's number one talk station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Lovely morning to you, Lagos, Nigeria. How are you today, by the way? It's I know this week has been quite somehow. Especially the month we started on Monday, started on a very, very unfortunate note. Again, our condolences, our hearts go out to the families of victims of that building collapse on 44 Gerrard Road. We empathize with you. Our prayers, our thoughts are with you, and we hope that you can remain strong till the end of this saga. It's quite unfortunate. And to authorities in charge, you have to do everything possible to make sure that we make this trying times as easy on people that are affected as possible. We don't know the extent to which this actually goes until the end of it all. But then let's pay attention to information coming out. And please be careful of what you spread on social media as regards this. I'm seeing quite a number of things. Let's be careful. Let's just be careful. That's what I would say. Welcome to Health Thursday, the last 1 hour of the morning crossfire. On Thursday, it's usually dedicated to discussing health and health-related matters. I'm Sheriff Quadry. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube right now, so you can watch me. You can see me already if you're watching. You can see my guest already seated here as well if you're watching online. So you're welcome to join our conversation. Now, we're talking osteoporosis this morning on Health Thursday morning crossfire, and we want to look at how it can be prevented and how it can be managed. It's called a silent disease. Let me tell you how bad this is. You know, the longest, the heaviest, the strongest bone in the body is the femur. That's the one in your leg. It can affect it as well. That's how bad this is. It doesn't matter what part of your body it is. Osteoporosis. Oh, don't worry, I'll let the expert dig into it. But let me tell you something. Whether I should ask you this, I want to know if you know your eating habit can have effect on your bone health. What you put into your mouth, what you consume as food. Do you know that it can affect your bones? That you are more likely to develop osteoporosis if your body doesn't have enough calcium and vitamin D. Do you know all of these things? You know what? I'm just going to give you some stats. Then I will introduce my guest so we can kick into this conversation. Research has shown that more than 1.5 million cases of osteoporosis are diagnosed in Nigeria every year. 1.5 million and over every year. Now, according to research, osteoporosis is a medical condition that occurs because of the body losing too much bone matter, making too little bone matter, or both of these situations. Now, when osteoporosis occurs, the holes and spaces in the honeycomb are much larger than in a healthy bone. Now, the bones become less dense. It becomes brittle, or let's use the common word, fragile, and may break because of a fall. It may break because of any serious case. Even when you sneeze, that's how incredible this disease is. It's just sadly, unfortunately incredible. At this point, let me not go into it too much. Let me bring in my guest. He is a consultant family physician and a geriatrician at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LASUTH. I have Dr. Oludaisi Aoduniyi in the studio this morning. Dr. Aoduniyi, morning to you.
Good morning, listener.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Now, please forget my layman's definition and the way I try to dive in and explain osteoporosis. Could you please tell us from a medical point of view what osteoporosis is?
Okay. Thank you, my listener. Osteoporosis in a layman term simply mean a porous bone, weakened, fragile bone, and less dense bone. That is what actually osteoporosis actually mean in a layman term.
What causes it?
And the causes of osteoporosis are actually multiple.
Okay.
But I will actually say that simple thing like age is a factor. And in terms of those that are postmenopausal, those that take excessive alcohol, those that are smoking excessively, those that smoke, and those that also lack some minerals in terms of the vitamin D and calcium, and those that tend to abuse some certain medication like steroid, and those that suffer from medical conditions vis-a-vis what we call autoimmune diseases, issue with convulsion, seizure disorder, and some cause of medical condition. This can actually prone a patient to develop osteoporosis.
Why is it called a silent disease? I'm really interested in that.
Now, oftentimes, it is actually called a silent disease because a lot of patients tend to have, they will not have any symptoms.
Okay.
And as the bone loss is actually getting increased, sometimes they can begin to have, because the symptom manifests at very late stage. And
Is that always? Always?
Yes, it tends to manifest at a very later stage in life, such that with a little fall, a patient can actually sustain a fracture. Sometimes some people can complain of neck pain, waist pain. They can also have difficulty in even performing their routine activity, vis-a-vis to even move. They will tend to get tired, and it can actually be painful. And one of the reasons why some people tend to notice a progressive decrease in height is actually due to osteoporosis.
It affects growth too?
Yes, it affects growth. In fact, in elderly, it tends to make them to be having reduction in height. And it's one of the reasons why elderly people also tend to have what they call a stoop posture or hunchback. They tend to make them to bend. Osteoporosis is one diseases that often tend to make them to have hunchback, to actually have a stoop posture. And some of them could also be complaining of excruciating pain that haven't take all the analgesic in the world. They will not get relieved. So all these, it is actually called silent disease because oftentimes bone loss process, tend to actually occur among the postmenopausal women from age 50. And the reason due to the fact that as one is no longer menstruating, there is going to be a decreased estrogen level in the blood. And what estrogen do is to actually enhances the uptake of calcium into the bone, enhances the integrity of the bone. But as one attains menopause, you will discover that there will be a low estrogen level, and that means that even calcium deposit in the bone will be reduced, and once reduced, there will be a demineralization of bone. Bone will tend to get weakened, and they will be porous, brittle, and occasionally they can actually be fragile. So oftentimes, most people that tend to have it might not actually have any symptoms. And not only it occur in the postmenopausal women, some people have what they call a low body mass. Those that is actually thin, and those that are actually of small stature, that they have a small stature, small body. Those that are of a low body weight, they can actually suffer from osteoporosis too.
Are they more prone to osteoporosis? Those that are very slim?
Yes, they are also prone, because we actually say medically, we talk about the body mass index. Those that are underweight, those that are having body mass index of less than 18.5 kilogram per meter weight, they can actually have osteoporosis. Even among the athletes, athletes tend to maintain their body weight.
Right.
It's because of the integrity of the sport they involve. They can also suffer from issue with osteoporosis, and because of their dietary intake, they are not actually taking enough supplement rich in vitamin D
Right.
and vitamin D and calcium. They are also prone to osteoporosis. And among those that adopt a risky lifestyle,
Right.
like those that smoke that smoke a lot, those that drink a lot of alcohol, they are actually prone to osteoporosis.
Let me circle back to the issue of weight now. How about those that are overweight? Are they prone to osteoporosis as well?
One thing that I want to say is that overweight also has its own antecedents. Overweight can have issue with diabetes.
No, I'm particularly just interested in osteoporosis.
Okay. Now, what we are saying is that those that are overweight can also develop osteoporosis by the time they enter menopausal age group. They are also, because sometimes it's hereditary, it can also run in the family.
Osteoporosis can run in the family.
Osteoporosis can actually run in the family because the principle that I mentioned, when somebody has attained menopausal age, is that the estrogen level will be reduced.
Right.
But they are actually, even those, irrespective of whether they are of underweight and overweight.
Yeah.
Depending on other risk factors, vis-a-vis lifestyle, vis-a-vis the age of the patient.
Right.
Even we have some elderly that are obese, and by the time they get to the elderly period, postmenopausal, they are also at risk of developing
from the things you've said, Dr. Aoduniyi, this morning. It's making me think as though the female gender are more prone to osteoporosis. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, it's correct. It's correct. The female gender, if you look at 1 out of every 3 postmenopausal women, they are actually at risk of developing osteoporosis. But not, even though it's actually quite common among the female, men also from the age of 50, they are also at risk of developing osteoporosis, because even at that particular age, some men are not actually active. They are living a sedentary lifestyle. Some actually have some medical condition vis-a-vis cancer of the prostate. Cancer of the prostate can actually spread to the bone. Although cancer of the prostate is commoner is actually in men, but it can spread to the bone.
Let's go
and also leads to osteoporosis.
Let's go to break very quickly. When we return, we'll take reactions from people. We'll take thoughts from people. Then we'll come back and continue, because I still have loads of questions that I need to bring to the attention of Lagos this morning. Lagos, if you're joining us right now, welcome to the show. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Dr. Aoduniyi on osteoporosis. Stay with us.
5737 or 0906 000 5747 or mail. Find us at lifepagegroup.com. Excuse me, I have another lot to attend to. Life Page, making lives richer. Dem no dey tanda one place dey wait for life o. You go sharply waka go meet am. No be how many chance wey you get na im matter o. Na wetin you take am do na be the koko. As day dey break dey go, cup after cup, with better smell wey dey tinkolo body. And omyomyo taste of Nescafe 3-in-1. Your day don't start gidigba be that o. E con still finish gidigba. Nescafe don't land now for sachet for shinkily 70 naira. With Nescafe, everything don't start be that o.
Hello to all the mama dem. Make una come join the Mofix happiness movement. See when you buy the Mofix air dry diaper, you go get 2 free diaper for inside the twin pack and 4 free diaper for the jumbo pack. Oh yeah, make una try the Mofix baby diaper today and enjoy the dryness wey mothers don dey look for. Make dem no leave you behind o. Grab your share of happiness. Join the happiness movement. Mofix, growing up happily.
Sweetie, you look so worried.
Honey, I am so confused. Oga landlord has given us just 1 week to pay the rent we are owing or pack out, and I have no cash on me. I tried selling my car, but buyers are not just turning up.
What? Sell your car? Why don't you just get a quick loan from Cash Drive Instant Loans?
Cash Drive Instant Loans? Yes, Cash Drive offers instant loans for car owners. With Cash Drive Instant Loans, you can get up to 20 million naira in 24 hours without a guarantor, using just your car as your collateral, and you can still drive it. Apply now on www.cashdrive.co. For more information, call us on 0122999554 or WhatsApp on 0802-857-2566 or 0817-555-6789. Cash Drive Instant Loans. We are on your side.
We've had many battles, we have won some wars, but in all our struggles, we have lost loved ones. It may be cloudy outside, but not for very long. We will surely see the sun, 'cause we know no matter the weather, no matter the tide, we go there together. We stand by your side. No yawa, no problem. Go fit stand to fight us. We go stand together. We go beat them down.
Habits are formed when a person does something repeatedly, consistently, intentionally, until it is no longer just intentional. It is second nature. The best habits are ones that make us better people. Better for ourselves, for others, and for our future. Sometimes, all we need is a consistent push to make us do what we know we need to do. And when it comes to unlocking financial freedom, that push has a name. PiggyVest, the better way to save and invest.
Babe, that girl dey use something. Which kind something be that? Check am now. See how she dey always dey smile. I know wetin she dey use. And she dey use am 2 times a day. Peruse me her secret. ABZ na the secret. Close up get antibacterial zinc. ABZ wey go give you 3 times more protection, 3 times more freshness, plus your normal toothpaste. Chai! Everybody must hear am. Yes, so. New Close Up with antibacterial zinc. Triple the protection, triple the freshness.
Everybody wants a big deal, but ask yourself, what is a big deal? How big must a big deal be to qualify as a big deal? Ladies and gentlemen, Jumia Black Friday is coming, and it starts on the 5th of November, 2021.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
in Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to the Crossfire here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's been a very educative morning, even to me in particular. Because I've learned quite a number of things on osteoporosis this morning. I still have Dr. Aoduniyi in the studio. Dr. Aoduniyi, thank you for coming through this morning.
You are welcome, sir.
At this juncture, let me say that you can send us your thoughts on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. That is 0809 597 5805. You can also send us your thought via our Facebook live stream. We're streaming live on Facebook, by the way. Our Facebook page is Nigeria Info 99.3. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Our channel on YouTube is Nigeria Info 99.3. To call in and ask Dr. Aoduniyi your questions as regards osteoporosis, feel free. The numbers are 0700 993 993 993 and female only line 01 465 7190. That is female only. 01 465 7190. And please be very brief with your questions this morning. All right, let's make it that way. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Joy.
Welcome, Joy.
Okay, so please, I'd like to ask, is there a relationship between arthritis, rheumatism, and osteoporosis you just mentioned?
Okay. Arthritis, rheumatism, and osteoporosis.
Exactly.
Okay. Dr. Aoduniyi.
Okay, thank you for the question. I will actually say that arthritis has to do with bone degeneration.
Okay.
This one has to actually involve the discussion of the bone, of the cartilage within the bone. It's actually common in the elderly. While osteoporosis actually has to do with the loss of the integrity of the bone as a result of the shortage of supplements, minerals like calcium and vitamin D in the bone. While rheumatism is actually although it's a layman term,
Okay.
but medically we call it rheumatoid arthritis, which is actually an autoimmune disease. And by what we call autoimmune disease, the soldier in the body, they are actually fighting against themselves. But whether you like it or not, I will actually say that I will advise that you should actually go to a standard hospital for doctor to be able to help us to differentiate which of them his patient is actually suffering from, whether it's rheumatoid arthritis, whether it's osteoarthritis, or whether it is osteoporosis. Thank you.
Thank you too. Doc, let's take another call. Good morning to you.
Good morning, please.
Good morning. Could you please turn off your radio, please, quickly?
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you.
Please, I am listening to your program this morning. The osteoporosis, what is it called?
Yes, you got it.
Could it develop from a childhood?
From childhood?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it from a childhood?
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you for your question. I will say that it's not possible for osteoporosis to be developed in the childhood. Actually, it's commoner in women from those that are from age 50 and above, and also it's also common in some men of age 50 and above. But however, there's it could actually run in the family. So, but even though manifestation will not takes place until when you reach some certain age of 50 and above, that is when you begin to manifest. So it's not actually happen to common in the childhood. But the thing about it is that as we have osteoporosis, we have a condition called rickets, where that one are actually also actually are dealing with the deficiency of deficiency of this calcium. We have what they call rickets,
right,
which can actually manifest even
that's in children.
In children,
right.
Then we also have as one is getting older, we have what they call osteomalacia, and that one actually also is different from osteoporosis.
Children that had or people that had rickets while they were children, are they prone to osteoporosis when they grow up and become adults?
The thing about it is that if you look at the ricket, you are saying that the cause of it is actually due to the vitamin D and co. You understand now?
Yes.
So that is actually the cause of the ricket. And with early consultation with the medical, they can actually introduce them to vitamin D and calcium, and by the time they introduce them to it can actually be corrected during childhood. So
Just so our listeners understand what we're talking about, please, rickets, can you describe it to our listeners so that they can understand what we are saying now?
Okay, what I'll just say is that for the ricket, it's actually manifest in children. Oftentimes it can make them to have a short stature. It can make them to have a protrude abdomen. But oftentimes is one of the reasons why children tend to have a bow leg.
A bow leg.
Yes. A bow leg.
Yes.
But the thing about it is that even among the people that normally wear powder, that they don't expose to sunlight and cold when they are pregnant.
Yes,
their children is actually at risk of rickets in terms of in terms of their nutrition too. If they are actually lacking vitamin D and calcium
while they are pregnant.
Yes, where they are pregnant, their children can also prone, if they are not exposing to sunlight, they are actually also prone to rickets.
I'm glad that
the thing about it is that rickets is a terminology for children.
For children.
Why, as the child is growing old, you can also have osteomalacia. But the thing about it is that with calcium and vitamin D supplementation, this one can actually be corrected. Why osteoporosis is more restricted to people from at the later age, from 50 and above, even though it's commoner in men, in women. Men also, those that have cancer of the prostate, those that even have some cancer, like cancer of the breast, that can predispose to spreading to the spine, who also suffer from what they call secondary osteoporosis.
Now, I'm glad that you have hit that point, because I have a message on Facebook from a gentleman here who said, I have been having sciatica for 5 years as backbone issue, but two years ago I sneezed, my back shaked. That's how we put it. I fell on the ground and I was unable to walk for 3 months, and I couldn't feel my legs anymore. When I recovered, I discovered that my left leg has gone numb, and it's been like that for 2 years. Last Saturday I had another flare up, and I have been at home since then. I can't go to work since. What can I do, please?
Okay, thank you for the question. One of the things that we actually say is that they say prevention is better than cure. People should actually also focus on their bone health. By getting focused to your bone health, you actually need to go to the hospital and actually request that there are tests that they can actually do to determine the bone integrity. They call it bone mineral density test in a simple layman term. So, because if he has done bone mineral density test, they will have introduced to prevention and medication that we can actually use to prevent this and to manage this osteoporosis, because knowing fully well that one of the reasons for the recurrent fall is actually osteoporosis. And that's one thing that I would like to mention.
Oh, fantastic. I'm glad that you made that clear, because it wasn't sure exactly what is dealing
I would
with.
just say that he should go to the hospital. One of the outside, they are going to also request for what they call a desert scan or a bone mineral density test. If they will now use it to ascertain the integrity of the bone, to know whether it's actually caused by osteoporosis or some other degenerative disease. I don't know the age of this person in question.
It didn't state it here.
Yes.
It didn't state it here.
Thank you.
Let's take another call. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please.
Good morning, doctor. Please, I'm 38.
You need to turn off your radio so we can hear you. The doctor can hear you clearly. Just turn it off, your radio.
Okay, I've turned it off.
Okay, let's have you now.
I'm 38 years of age. My name is Charles. I want to know this drinking of cold water. I like drinking cold water, and people have been telling me that cold water could cause arthritis or so. That's not good. So I want to know if it's true. Thank you.
All right, then. There you go.
Okay, now the thing is that I will just straightly ask you that cold water has nothing to do with osteoarthritis, because osteoarthritis has to do with wear and tear, and depending on your age. But I will quickly actually chip in here that there's some certain food that one need to avoid in order to prevent one from having osteoporosis. And when people should actually avoid sugary food. People should avoid carbonated drinks.
You see?
So that they should avoid it. Excess salt can actually also make bone to be brittle. So they should also avoid that. So, however, I will recommend that if you actually want your bone to be maintaining its integrity,
right,
you should eat food rich in calcium.
Okay.
And food that are actually rich in calcium include the poultry, the egg, the yolk, even things like spinach, broccoli, vegetable. They are actually rich in calcium.
Okay.
And one should also eat food that are actually rich in vitamin D. Even things like yogurt is also rich in calcium too. Then vitamin D.
What kind of yogurt? Some yogurts are
low fat yogurt. I'll just say low fat yogurt. They can, but if you want to actually also improve your bone health, you should also eat food that is actually rich in vitamin D. Vis-a-vis fish, vis-a-vis orange juice, and one should also expose to early morning sun, because sunlight has a role to play in calcium and vitamin D metabolisms. So early morning calcium, even between 10 to 12, one can expose to it. Then even as the day is going back in the evening, between 5 and 6, one should also exposed to sunlight. And if you're exposed to sunlight, you can be sure that it will also enhances your bone integrity.
Thank you.
And maintain the bone.
Thank you, Dr. Aoduniyi. We have a breaking news right now for you. There is a fire currently at the Plank Market at Abule Ado before Fin Niger. Is that what it's called? That's just before the International Trade Fair Complex. Again, there is an ongoing inferno at the Plank Market at Abule Ado just before the International Trade Fair Complex. We urge the fire service, federal and state, private companies with fire service installation as well that can help. Please go to the location of this fire disaster and see what you can do. For passers-by, please don't stand around and block passage routes to the said inferno location. Please move away so you can give room for firefighters to come in and stop the fire. Again, there's a report of a fire incident at the Plank Market.
We bring you up to
We'll
speed
be back.
with great talk.
If you know what these ex-governors get as pension, every 4 years you get brand new car.
I'm not giving you consent to get into my property.
I don't need consent because as far as I'm concerned as an enforcement officer, I have certified you to be a traffic offender.
Your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Dr. Oludaisi Adeshino Aoduniyi, a consultant family physician and geriatrician, Lagos University Teaching Hospital, LASUTH. This last 15 minutes of the Health Thursday conversation is brought to you by Getz Pharma Manufacturers of OSAMD. The program is part of Getz Pharma's CSR activity. Now, Getz Pharma's Healthy Nigeria Facebook page is another CSR initiative that brings in expert opinion on health issues to help Nigerians live a better and